Words read measuring time, or it's about time. The Big Ben clock tower has clock faces on all four sides.
Clocks are all around us. They help us measure time, or how long it takes for something to happen. It takes a certain amount of time to eat breakfast in the morning. From the moment you were born until today is a longer amount of time.
A person stamps baby footprints on paper.
Why is it important to pay attention to time? If you don't measure time when you're cooking a pizza, it might burn. If you don't keep track of time when you're going somewhere, you could miss your subway. Before clocks were invented, people measured time by events they saw around them. Sometimes it was light, and sometimes it was dark. People began to use the light and dark periods to measure time in days and nights. Then they realized they could use shadows from the sun to measure time. When it was sunny, sundials showed a shadow's position and movement. That let people tell the time of day.
On a sundial face, a shadow falls on a number.
Now we have all sorts of ways to measure time. Let's look at a few of them.
Example 1. Days, months, and years. The sun floats up into the sky, then sinks back down.
Every morning the sun rises. Every night it sets. When the sun is about to rise again, that is one whole day. We mark days on a calendar. Calendars help us measure longer periods of time. You can add days together, and when you have 7 days, it's 1 week.
7 days make a row on a calendar.
About 4 weeks, or 4 rows, is about 1 month.
4 rows fill a page.
When 12 months have gone by, that's 1 year. To measure time, we can also look at the moon. Start counting the number of days when the moon first appears as a sliver.
It's shaped like the curved tip of a fingernail.
As the days and nights go by, it gradually gets big and round.
A full moon looks like a ball hanging in the sky.
Then it gets smaller and disappears,
A sliver fades away.
and then reappears as a sliver again. For that to happen takes about 29 days, or about 1 month. The word month gets its name from the word moon because the moon can be used to measure about that amount of time. Special events that come once a year, like birthdays, are another way we measure time.
A boy blows out candles on a cake.
Every year on the 4th of July, we celebrate the United States birthday, usually with lots of fireworks.
Words read example 2. Hours and minutes. Clocks on a wall show the time all over the world.
Clocks help us measure and keep track of time.
2 hands like sticks spin.
These are the hands of a clock. They move around the clock measuring time. They tell time by pointing to different numbers.
A longer hand.
Called the minute hand, counts minutes.
It moves faster.
It takes 1 minute to move from one space to the next. We've sped it up here just to demonstrate its movement. A minute is about how long it might take to brush your teeth. To measure time in minutes, count how many spaces the minute hand passes. So if the minute hand passes 5 spaces, that equals 5 minutes. It takes 60 minutes for the minute hand to go all the way around the clock. 60 minutes equals 1 hour.
Now the slower hand.
This shorthand, called the hour hand, measures hours as it moves between the numbers. Here it's 1 o'clock, then 2 o'clock, then 3 o'clock. It takes 12 hours for the hour hand to go all the way around the clock. When it does this 2 times, it's the length of 1 whole day.
Words read example 3. Seconds. On a clock, a thin red hand clicks past the minute markers.
This hand moves fast. It's the second hand and measures short bits of time. A second is about how long it takes you to breathe in quickly and breathe out quickly. A second is how long it takes the second hand to move across one of the small spaces of the clock. It takes about a second for a drop of water to fall. It takes 60 seconds for the second hand to move all the way around the clock. And when it does, the minute hand moves ahead 1 minute. We can measure how time passes in different ways, from short seconds to longer years.